What makes a game scary? Is it the feeling of danger? Of knowing that someone or something is stalking you yet you can't see them? Or the one thing almost every horror form of media takes for granted? Jump scares. Well, if it works, why bother? I mean, isn't that the whole point? To scare the audience? But tell me, what is your first reaction after being caught by a jump scare? You probably laughed, or at least you're definitely not as scared as you were before. And that's because there was tension built up towards the release, and now you've essentially gone back to normal. You've been edged. A lot of games, films, and other types of visual horror media heavily rely on this method in order to get a cheap scare out of the audience. In the same way that a stand-up comedian joking about overdone stereotypes or minorities would be considered low-hanging fruit in comedy, this is just boring. At this point, why even bother telling a story? Just put the player in a scary situation like a dark alleyway or an abandoned building. Make your monster pop up occasionally, scream in your face like, ah! That'll do it. That's the core issue here. This mindset that a lot of developers have, especially in today's overly saturated gaming market, which is kinda understandable, but like, you would think that they'd wanna stand out. They have this idea that every horror moment has to end with the scare, the big monster popping up in your face. It's all just a means to a very unsatisfying end. So today I wanted to throw back to one of the most well-respected horror games ever created. We'll be taking a journey through the storyline, characters, and gameplay aspects of the game that launched many of today's biggest YouTube careers, back from the early days of the Let's Play videos.
Oh shit, I'm a bag of Milky Way.
And had a massive impact on the horror genre that we know today. I just wished developers could have learned the right lessons from this game. But without further ado, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to Amnesia The Dark Descent.
Shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
And the story begins as we wake up in the shoes of our protagonist, Daniel. Equipped with only an inventory and a journal, we are left to explore our surroundings on our own. And that's part of the charm of the Amnesia games. Even though this is a linear narrative-driven game, it's still up to the player to engage with the environment and pick up on context clues that will help us make sense of what's going on. Our first task is to follow the liquid trail on the ground to find its source. And in the meantime, the game teaches us the basic mechanics like picking up objects and throwing them around. Score. And the tinder boxes we can use on small candles and torches to light our path, because Daniel has a very toxic relationship with the dark. Ah, damn it. Eesh. Man's afraid of the dark. He's got a slight headache. Relatable. We begin stumbling through what seems to be an old castle. Get spooked by the same ghostly door 3 times. What? Daniel, it's the 3rd time this has happened. You must be used to it by now. And worst of all, cockroaches. We're not doing well, are we? Ooh. There are some big-ass Madagascan hissing cockroaches. Animal fact. Better get used to these, cause Daniel has psychosis. Until we find the holy grail of every Amnesia game, the lantern. Which is pretty much our only reliable source of light in the game, which of course means you'll only be able to use it as long as you're able to find the oil to keep it running. In the next room we find the first page of Daniel's diary I mentioned earlier. These pages are scattered throughout the castle and they're the best way to figure out what the hell's going on. And in this case, murder! Let's listen.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Now, this may seem a little dramatic, but I guarantee you Daniel's crash out is very valid. Soon enough, we bump into our first obstacle, this weird, red, viscous thing that... Stop touching it, you. And no, you can't just leave through the main door. I tried. Bye. Fuck. There's red stuff in there too. Also cockroaches. And oh my god, we got more cockroaches. Hold on, Daniel, hold on. We can fix this, Daniel. Didn't fix it. Let's maybe go up here. Let's see what we got. Maybe we should go that way? There's a lady needing assistance. In order to avoid any form of personal responsibility, we went all the way across the map into the archives.
Let's fucking go.
Here we find a piece of internet history, if you know, you know. And 3 more pages of Daniel's diary, dating back 3 months before the events of the game, where he tells us the story of how it all began. Let's listen.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum. 17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped. 17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
This orb that Daniel finds is going to play an extremely important role in the story, so let's keep that in the back of our minds for the time being. The rest of the archives don't provide us much more insight besides the slow degradation of the castle and the odd spooky moments, mostly triggered by my inability to not fondle everything I see. I'm a bit lost. Where am I? Oh, I'm sorry, was that someone's ashes? Well, knowing Alexander, it probably wouldn't surprise me. Well, I'm sorry. So it's just the air. Oh shit! We got a Mozart over here! Are you playing on your own? That's very creepy. Don't do that. Aha. Is this the entrance? Whoa! Okay. Oh, come on. I just went through there. Fucking ghosts, man. Swear to God. No respect for the living. As we look through some of the schematics for the castle, Daniel has a flashback to a past conversation with Alexander.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries.
Yeah, I can see that.
When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
Now we know for certain that the shadow Daniel mentioned in his first diary is actively destroying the castle. We must proceed with caution. Stone. But don't look at me like that, it was the only way to get in there. In this maze-like library, we find an interesting note detailing the local folklore. It talks about the castle of Brandenburg, which is where we are, and Alexander, known as the Immortal Baron. It says here that due to his family's secrecy surrounding lineage and heritage, and the fact that the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring have never been fully recorded, it is speculated that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago. Maybe this Alexander is not as human as we first thought. The note also mentions a man named Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, which, fun fact, was based off of the real-life Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, an occult writer mostly known for his highly regarded, even if controversial, 3 books of occult philosophy. Published in 1533, our in-game Agrippa was said to have been lost in the woods near the village of Altstadt, where the castle of Brandenburg is located. However, years later, Agrippa denied ever visiting Altstadt. Some could blame this disappearance and many others on the strange disfigured man local folk call the Gatherers, spotted skulking about the castle grounds looking to kidnap living creatures. Now, of course, this is all just a bunch of myths and crazy folklore that the locals have created, to entertain themselves and maybe scare an unsuspecting passerby. Right? So, this is the first place we get to interact with one of the main enemies in the game. As we pick up the key to the wine cellar, we are interrupted by the breaking of a door behind us and some strange growling. Hey yo, what the fuck? I'm just bruising and I'm not stealing, I swear to God. Oh my god! We see but a glimpse of it before the thing passes the doorway and vanishes. However, we can trigger a frontal attack if we head towards the blockade from earlier. This will make one of the creatures show up right behind Daniel as if he was going to be attacked, which gives us the perfect view of the specimen. Strange disfigured appearance, check. Skulking movement, well, with those chicken legs, not surprising, check. Is this sounding familiar at all? Now, the question is, why would Alexander keep these things in the castle? What is their purpose, and what are they? For now, just an hallucination. Probably triggered by Daniel seeing the real thing just moments before. We move onwards to the wine cellar with more questions than answers on our minds, and the shadow constantly lurking behind us. What the fuck? The wine cellar is a drab and dark location. Here, we're introduced to Wilhelm and his men through a series of flashbacks.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Wilhelm was a soldier who, alongside his men, worked for Alexander for 2 years. Unfortunately, they suffered a grim fate. What's going on over here? Death. Love to see a bit of death sometimes, am I right? As he writes in his last words, him and his men were tasked with kidnapping healthy humans for Alexander, and to do so without asking questions. In return, Wilhelm would see his position within noble society advance greatly, as Alexander was quite well respected in high society for being an influential baron and all that. However, one night, Alexander brought the men down to the wine cellar for seemingly interfering with his work, and offered them copious amounts of wine, and locked them there to die.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst. Oh.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Turns out, Alexander had purposely poisoned the wine. Now, I'd like to pay special attention to the gruesome details in Wilhelm's last words, as they give us a hint on the origins of the Gatherers. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer. The game doesn't make it obvious as to where these monsters came from, but the most accepted theory from players is that Alexander is able to create these creatures, at least partially by having humans drink this poisoned wine. And the signs around the cellar point towards that exact conclusion. The weird grunting noises... Never mind, I'll find somewhere else to go. The fact that the remains of the soldiers, who have been dead for over 100 years at this point, mind you, show no signs of natural decomposition, and our second encounter with one of these creatures. There's... Oh, Ladnam. What? Oh, there's a boy. This is also the last time we can safely witness these guys' presence, because from this point on, Daniel will be actively hunted down and killed if we're not careful. Okay, it's moving away. Calm down, Daniel. Oh boy, calm down, Daniel. It's not like you've never seen a monster before, like. So now we know that the Gatherers truly exist and potentially where they came from. But how do we deal with them? Simple. We don't. Amnesia doesn't give you any weapons to defend yourself with, nor do you possess a handy-dandy invisibility cloak you can use to strut your way through the castle. And just cause you can grab some dude's head or arm, doesn't mean you'll do much damage to the deadly creatures lurking about. Besides maybe just hurting their feelings. And then they'll just beeline towards you cause now you've announced your presence like an idiot and one-shot you like that one Eastern European kid on Counter-Strike, that one time you never really recovered from. So, closets, shelves, your mother's knickers, anything is fair game to break the line of sight of these monsters and potentially survive. Just don't look at them, stay in the dark, or sit around doing nothing for too long, cause Daniel is a ticking time bomb, and if you take your sweet time going through the motions, he will have a mental breakdown. Amnesia introduces sanity, along with a health monitor you can check in your inventory screen, as a way for the player to check on Daniel's physical and mental stability. Health can be easily improved by drinking these potions called laudanum, while sanity can only be recouped by finding key items that help us progress through the story. For example, here in the wine cellar we can find 4 ingredients necessary to create the acid we'll be using to get rid of that goopy red stuff blocking our passage: aqua regia, calamine, cuprid, and orpiment. Picking up these items heals Daniel's sanity a bit, but there's no real way of stopping it going down, and if it does run out, Daniel will be incapacitated for a couple of minutes, which, as you can imagine, isn't very convenient if you're being chased by a monster. Our only choice here is to pick up our big girl pants, face off fears, and head towards the dark. We quickly make our way to the laboratory, get real cozy with some mood lighting, realize there's something awful in the water, mix our ingredients to make a pot of acid, and weave our way through the ever-growing shadow. Oh, fuck, it's getting worse. Jesus Christ. Go away, vile demon. Finally, we reached the refinery, known amongst players as the fuck I'm not going in there sort of place. And for good reason.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Since Alexander had to be a drama queen about it, I'd like to propose a couple theories as to why this place, and honestly most of the castle, is so damn dark all the time. Over the years, the Amnesia community has speculated about this subject. We have the obvious arguments like it's a horror game, duh, or even, have you seen how big the castle is? By the time you're done lighting all the torches and candles, you'll have to start right back at the beginning because they've all burnt out. Which, fair point, this is the 19th century and that would be highly impractical. However, the theory that stood out to me the most is that Alexander knows about Daniel's nyctophobia, or fear of the dark, and actively uses that against him. We still don't know much about Daniel and Alexander's relationship at this point in the game, but it wouldn't be too far-fetched to believe that Alexander somehow knows that Daniel is on his way to kill him, so he has to do everything in his power to slow him down, like sending his servants, the Gatherers, after Daniel. Oh, no. Okay, we're in the dark, actively being hunted by disfigured creatures we can't fight or defend ourselves from. Now, what do? We just do. Very carefully. And quietly, of course. Excuse me? Make sure I get all the doors closed. Damn, those are some hard-ass glasses. I'll break the barrel before I break the glass. While working through some puzzles and heading down into literal hell, we come across 2 more pages of Daniel's diary. Let's listen.
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb? 25th of June, 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
Now, you might be wondering, what's up with this orb Daniel keeps yapping about, and what does that have to do with Alexander and the shadow that's chasing us? Admittedly, it took me a few playthroughs to fully piece the story together. Amnesia is a linear game played in sections or rooms to explore, and we are given the choice of where to go first. But this is where the narrative suffers, unfortunately. As well presented as it is, through the brilliant voice acting and fantastic writing, it sort of feels like reading a book during a snowstorm while your house is actively falling apart. Daniel's diary pages can at times be scattered way too far in between the anxiety-inducing moments and more anxiety-inducing moments to create any sort of cohesion. And depending on your path of choice, that gap can become even larger, making the player feel confused with the plot, miss important details, and even interesting aspects of the in-game world, like, did you know the loading screens tell snippets of Daniel's childhood? 'Cause I didn't. I had to search the wiki to learn that. The fact that they appear in random order and are super vague in what they're saying doesn't help them either, so you just kinda read them while waiting for the game to load and forget about them. The few times this was mitigated were when we got to see the flashbacks and visual storytelling moments that directly correlate to the backstory, but even these struggle with being too vague and in a few instances even out of place with the diary pages. Now, speaking of horrifying anxiety moments, boy, do I have a good one for you. Remember when I said we were heading down into literal hell? I meant it.
I'll tell you what's in the cellar. A freaky water monster. Ah, thank you for allowing me to not enter that side. It's invisible as well. I hate it. Okay, wait. Let it go that way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my ass is tight right now. Don't know why I just said that. Okay. That way. Is this like one of those temporary things that only stays open for a few seconds and then if you don't make it, you're gonna die? It sounds like that's the case, so I'm gonna wait for this to finish. And then I'm gonna make a run for it. Fuck it. You can't catch me! Oh, maybe it can. No, that's fast. Oh, that's very fast. Oh, fuck. Can you move away, please? Can you, like, go over there or something? Go! Fetch! Fetch! Oh, fuck. Okay. We got some laudanum we can use if he hurts us, so we don't instantly die. And maybe we can have him fetch. Fetch! That works. I'm also very tasty as well, so I don't know why I did that. Why would a piece of bone be tastier than human? Real human? Oh, fuck, it is one of those things. Yeah, jeez. Gotta make my way back and not die. Let's go. I don't even care. I'm just gonna go. There's 2 of them. I swear I heard like 2 of them. Oh, God. If I didn't have anxiety before, I have it now. I'm so itchy. There's 3 of them. Okay. Go. Fetch. Go, puppy. He's eating, but I need him to eat more. Because I need to figure myself out. Spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it. He's still eating, he's still eating. He's no longer eating. Oh, okay, calm down, calm down. You don't want to eat me. I am very skinny. Okay. Oh, fuck that place, man. Oh, great, there's more. Shit. Totally needed that right now. Oh, mother of fuck. And everything that is sacred. I'm not even religious. Why do I have my lantern on? I'm wasting. Oh, fuck. Come on. Come on, 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 come on!
After that traumatizing experience, we enter the back hall, our safe haven. This is where Amnesia shines as a horror game. It recognizes the need of the player to catch their breath after an intense sequence of events, the necessary pause or quiet before the storm, as some would say. That's what creates true tension. You can't have too much action with few breaks in between before it becomes redundant, and neither can you have dull stillness with the occasional jump scare before it becomes repetitive. Respecting this balance is what makes Amnesia's terror so effective. Thus, we find ourselves in this peaceful, well-lit place with soothing soundtrack, a complete contrast to what came before. Just ignore the decoration.
Oh Oh, wind. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that's so nice. Yeah. And what the fuck? That's I don't judge. It's art. Some people would call it art.
After taking our well-deserved breath of fresh air, we dive right back into the madness.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Our objective now is to fix the elevator that will take us down to the inner sanctum where Alexander is. Again, we have the option to choose in which direction we go first, and since the machine room is locked, of course, it wouldn't be that easy, would it? Find the key that unlocks the door leading to the machine room. Yes, sir! Yes, sir, indeed. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Where? Thanks for letting me know where I could find it. When in doubt, pick the first door on the right, which happens to be the study room, an eerily quiet place. Except for the ghostly howling, of course. Don't like that noise. We find a note written by Agrippa, the man that went missing in the woods, detailing how he found an orb much like the one Daniel found in Algeria. He suffered a similar fate. As soon as Agrippa plucked the orb from its resting place, the cave he was in started to collapse, but he managed to slip by just in time. He then rambles about feeling something otherworldly follow him and attack anyone in its path, most likely the same shadow that's haunting Daniel. Suddenly, the orb is taken from Agrippa by something he calls the Guardian, which spares him from a gruesome death. This confirms that there are more orbs out there. But what is their purpose, you ask? Well, we'll just have to dig deeper. And that we did indeed, unfortunately.
I broke the window. Sorry, Mr. Alexander.
As we destroy our way through the rooms, we find out just what the study room was really for.
Yuck. Yucky. Did he Frankenstein this thing together? Jesus. This guy was a psychopath. Nope. I don't want to hear it.
Let's see what you have to offer.
Oh, please don't. Oh, God.
What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Yes, you heard that right. Alexander was conducting brutal experiments on animals in search of something. The note on the central table tells us a bit more about the nature of these experiments, and I will spare you none of the gruesome details because this is who Alexander truly is. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. Ah, yes. Spoken like a true Renaissance man. Let's torture people and animals just because. Well, sorta. There is a reason for this madness. The problem is that that reason doesn't justify this whatsoever.
Now I want to kill Alexander. Is that you, Alexander? Mid. Yeah.
Let's move on to the room next door, Daniel's own guest room in the castle. The place is an absolute mess. It seems like someone was looking for something. Potentially Daniel's journal, which he seemed to have lost.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
This indicates that perhaps the diary itself has been destroyed, maybe by one of the gatherers, and that's why we have been finding its pages thrown haphazardly throughout the castle. Once again, the game is pretty vague about this, so we have to connect the dots ourselves. We do indeed find 3 more pages of his diary. Yay! In this one, I took the liberty of adding parts of Herbert's diary pages. These can be found in a super secret folder you unlock after completing the game, along with Daniel's own pages for more context. Let's listen.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him. 3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states,
"It has come to my attention that there's been an accident. Daniel, my research assistant, has been trapped inside the burial chamber. All men are ordered to lift the massive stone hinder. Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment. After some preparation, the workers hoisted the heavy stone with block and tackle. Daniel is delirious, and his mind is slowly recovering. I've decided to have him leave for England. It would be foolish of me to risk not just his life, but the expedition's success by keeping him here."
This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text.
20th May, 1839. Those imbeciles. How dare they sacrifice my expedition to their superstition? The camp is in chaos, and they blame the orb. They won't get their hands on it. I shot one of them to put them in their place. It can't be helped. They are animals, all of them. They killed 4 men in the most gruesome way. Their skinless bodies torn apart. They say the desert took them. But I know murder when I see it. I have sent Abdullah to contact the French in Algiers. 22nd May, 1839. That thing is after me. It's been hunting me for days, but I keep out of its trail, so I will persevere. I can see a settlement at the edge of the desert. I'm getting closer. I can see it, but it is not me. It is Abdullah. Through his eyes I see. His mind I hear. Confined to myself, I see only death, dressed in the orb's darkest shadow.
His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room? 4th of July, 1839. It's done! The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. This is all too strange.
This confirms our earlier suspicion that there are several of these orbs around. What a mess. In what seems to be a little closet room, we find the machine room key behind a painting, very mysterious. Suddenly we get a surprise visit from one of our friends, which I was woefully unprepared for.
What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the...
Hello there.
Oh, Jesus! I opened that accidentally. Fuck. Oh, I'm looking at his ass. Oh, that ass. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Jesus. That was a scare and a half.
I think it's fair to assume now that these guys may very well be looking for Daniel. They have no qualms about absolutely annihilating doors in their way to reach him after all.
Okay. Yeah, what the fuck? I wasn't there before. Is that the guy that we just saw? Was. Yikes.
We are now left with one final destination before the machine room. Storage.
What's the storage? I already hate everything about this. It's so dark. Why is it so dark? Darkness in the storage feels strange and unnatural. Yeah, no fucking shit it does.
Welcome to the storage, aka where most of the Amnesia Scary Moments videos happen. Because every time we pick up an important item, a gatherer spawns. So, buckle up kids, this is gonna be a ride.
Ooh, we got a drill.
Now seems like a good time to bring up another interesting mechanic Amnesia introduces here that I've never really seen in any other game. Our first cue that we're being hunted is the Gatherer's growl, then the tense music starts. This tells us we're actively being hunted and it might not be a great idea to do anything other than hide. So don't look at me like that, I'm not scared, this is part of the process, okay? Okay, thank you. Until we hear that melody, it almost sounds like a musical sigh of relief and tells us that the monster has left the area, at least temporarily so. We exit the room and we're good to go. Congratulations, you're alive. In the first half of the storage, yes, there's more, we must gather the ingredients to make an explosive to open our passage to the second half.
Yeah, baby. Oh, it's even darker in here. Nice. And that explosion totally did not just attract a bunch of guys down here.
We also bear witness to one of Alexander's more messed up flashbacks, implying that he may not be as innocent as he makes himself out to be.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Joy.
The girl we hear in these flashbacks is Elise Zimmerman, daughter of a local farmer and one of Alexander's and Daniel's victims. On the third and last flashback in the storage, we hear that Daniel did in fact kill the girl as she was attempting to escape.
Oh, God, no, please, please.
She'll play an important part later in the story, but I wanted to give a bit more context now as she is introduced to us.
Something tells me this place is not nice. Yeah, there's too many pigs in there. No, I don't fuck around with pigs. Now we're going to machine parts. With some lights. Ah, Joy. Nice. That's cool. That's totally not haunted at all. Ow. Why did I touch it? It's literally fire.
And as for the finale of the shitstorm that is the storage, we must make a run for the exit.
A bunch of horror stuff, a bunch of places to hide, you know what this means. We're getting into something freaky. How did I know? I'm fucking genius. I just know these games.
Hiding is not an option here. The gatherers are now made aware of Daniel's presence and they're hungry.
I think you are supposed to make a run for it. There's no way it's gonna make you like, oh, there he is. Can't look at him, but I need to know where he is. The door is open. Shit, I'm sorry, Daniel, but come on, get over it. I think he came from that room. The room that was closed. See, I knew it. I felt it in my veins that I shouldn't have gone in there. You know what? Fuck it, I'm running. I don't even know if there's anything that's gonna come up after me. I don't even care. I am running out of this place. Fuck the storage. Oh, Jed, that's not good. Ah, hello. Oh, hello there. How are you? You know what? I am just gonna get the fuck out of here. You know, you can stay there and have some... Oh my god, he's right behind me. Sorry, sir. Sir, please stop attacking me. Please, 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 please. I'm a guest in your house. Run, 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 run. Oh, I did it.
Oh, you thought that was the end of it? No, the shadow has slithered its way into the back hall and destroyed our only safe space. Rude.
You ruined my safe space. Oh no, there's 69ing in the pool. Let's get on the elevator. Let's fix that thing and get out of here.
You betcha. The machine room presents us with a few simple puzzles, much like other horror games. But at least it's safe. We also come across 3 more pages of the diary. Let's listen.
5th of July, 1839. Today I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow. 14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle." Signed, Alexander. What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep. 17th of July, 1839. How has this escaped me? They're all dead. Limbs scattered, heads split down the middle, their skin flayed as if boiled. I feel like I'm falling into myself. What's happening? Sir William Smith, Professor Taylor, now Dr. Tate. Is it following me? How can it not be? It's the damn thing I brought from Africa. Something is after me. I have no choice but to trust the Baron. He better know what he claims. If he is wrong, I suspect he'll regret it as well.
Yikes! Now we know Daniel was aware of the shadow destroying everything and everyone in its path, and came to the castle seeking answers from the all-knowing Alexander. Going through the puzzles is much like getting a well-oiled machine working, which happens to be precisely what we're doing, so I'll spare you the details. Move the levers up and down till you get the number 8 above and below, put the square in the square hole.
Goes in the square hole.
Yes. Jam the cogwheels in there, grab some coal, also jam it in there, pull down this lever, and voila! One elevator ride coming up. Obviously not before the shadow tries to take our sweet ass one more time.
Oh, what the fuck's going on? Oh, of course. Why not? It's just such a beautiful area. God damn it. You ruin everything. Anyway, we're out of here. We're gonna meet Mr. Alexander.
Now, if you've ever watched any elevator scene in a horror game or movie, you know where this is going.
Oh boy, I sure hope nothing happens to this very decrepit looking elevator. Ah, you know, something like that. That would cause us to crash and fall. Oh no. Who could have predicted that? And we landed in the worst place in the world, which is the fucking prison.
And I'm not even being hyperbolic here. The prison is infamously known as one of the scariest and most dangerous locations in the whole game. You see, not only is it pitch black most of the time, because Alexander is too cheap for lights, and the shadow has a thing for blowing torches out for fun, you also have to deal with 8 gatherer encounters on the second half of it alone. You can find them here, 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 and here, which means absolutely nothing because the goddamn place is like a fucking maze of darkness, so good luck figuring out where you are at any given time. I love this game.
Come this way. What was that? Forgive me, I should have warned you. One of my responsibilities as a Baron is that of a prison warden. This is where criminals are locked up.
Like a dungeon?
Very much so. Come, don't linger.
Like Alexander said, this is where he keeps his prisoners, some of which are still alive. Obviously not for long. Is anyone there? Help me. Like, we're both in the shitter here. Alexander isn't known for being the most merciful man. He did send his servants to kill Daniel. In fact, he isn't even known for being a warden at all. The nature of this so-called prison is dubious at best. So, let's proceed with caution. Jesus, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Hello? Oh, there's another guy there. Hello there, sir. Oh, he's not doing well. Man, we gotta work together here. If you can't see shit, I can't see shit. Good evening. Oh, shit. He's gonna pass the fuck out. Okay, he's going away. Don't look at him! Oh, fuck. Why did I look? Come on, Daniel. Come on, Daniel. You're better than this. Get over it. Okay. Alright. He went that side, so we're now gonna explore around here and hope he doesn't come back anytime soon. Please stop doing that. Who's in there? Oh. Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb your peace. Let me just squeeze by and get that. Thank you. Can I use him as a shield? I don't want to pick up the dead. That's kind of messed up. I feel death is coming. Oh, Jesus. The fuck was that? There's a monster right there, isn't there? You know, I'll close the door for you. I'm sorry for disturbing your privacy. I'm just gonna squeeze by, okay? I'll smell you later. Is he in there? Oh, he's in there. Okay, bye. Let's pretend we didn't see that. How about that, Okay, and this a glass jar that we're gonna need to make some kind of concoction. Gonna advance carefully because he's still in there. He hasn't gotten out. I don't know if there's anything in there that's valuable. Can I force him to break the door? Or I can just open the door and be like, hey! Hey, fella! Oh no, he's stuck! Oh, he's not stuck anymore! He's not stuck anymore. Nope. He's smashing it. I don't know where he's going. He might come this way. If he comes this way, I'm screwed. Is he not coming out? Oh, there he is. Okay. He's going that way, which means we can probably safely make our way over to that room. So, let's see. So he was just hanging out in here for some reason. Well, there's oil. In one of the cells, we discover that a prisoner was able to dig a hole underground, planning an escape route.
But Mother, I don't want to leave without you.
Hurry, child. You must go. Find Gabriel, the Outrider, and tell him to alert the King's men.
No, you come too.
Please, we don't have time to make the hole any wider.
But...
Someone is coming. Hurry. I'll cover the hole with a bed. Everything will be fine. I promise you.
This prisoner is none other than Agatha Zimmerman, Elise's mother. Closing that door. Okay, let's move the bed. To an arrow, we can break it with hammer and chipper. Okay, that's what we needed that for. Okay, we're inside a big hole. Let's get through here. Squeeze by.
And there's always a fucking question, isn't it? Left or right? I like.
Oh, no. Not in this political climate, you don't. We come out on the other side of the hole to the prison's kitchen, storage, and a few more cells in between. If this was the same route Elise took, it's not surprising that Daniel was able to catch up to her so quickly. He promptly chased her, and as we heard during a flashback in the storage, he caught her and stabbed her to death. The prison flashbacks hint at the fact that he also killed her mother for not giving away her daughter's position.
Where is she? Where did she go?
No, I won't tell. I'll never tell you.
You're just making things worse. Look, this is no place for a young girl all by herself. She could be hurt or worse. There's no telling what horrors await down there.
Boy, is it getting hard to defend this guy. As fate would have it, after a series of bad decisions, I ended up stuck in the hole myself.
Hello? Oh, top job shit. I clicked the wrong button. Oh, I don't even know where he's coming from. I'm guessing he's coming from there, but if he's coming the other way, I'm fucked. Let's see, maybe he went the other way. Okay. We're in the clear, people. We're in the clear. For now. Actually, I could have hidden in there. There's no way he was gonna get me in that hole. To the kitchen we go. It's a big kitchen. Is that the kitchen? I'm pretty. This is a castle. He has to have more than one kitchen. There's no way. This is a nice. What the? I was gonna say this is a nice place. This is not nice at all. This is not nice at all. What the fuck? Thank God I closed the door behind me. Is he gonna come in here? Yes. That's a verifiable yes. Oh God. I don't know if I'm safe here. Like, there's nowhere to hide. I could have hidden in between those. I have this. I am protected. Can't harm me. I got potatoes. Hello? Oh God. I thought he won. Did he come back in? Did I make noise? Fuck.
I can smell you.
Hi! Oh jeez. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going. Bye. Wait, I'm gonna die. Okay, wait. Fuck. Bleeding. Oh God, that was a lot of damage. Daniel, fucking run! He's not running! Get in the hole! Oh. Okay. Ooh, what the fuck? He was not running. I swear I was pressing the run button, but he was like just jogging along. There's a monster behind me, but I'm just a girl. How the fuck do I get past him now? Yeah, go that way. Good boy. Oh, don't stop. Fuck, are you serious? How am I supposed to go back to the kitchen now? I can't kill him either. Like, I can't throw a rock at him. But maybe I can throw a rock over there and, like, make him go that way? Yeah, that works. No, you don't see me. Yeah, that's right. I'm in the hole. If he comes back around, I might be able to go behind him. He's going to the kitchen again. Fuck. Maybe... Do I, like, wait over here until he passes? Shit. What do I do? Can, like, stay behind here and try not to be seen? Shit. Okay. But he turns around super quickly over there, like... Okay, I'm running. After bravely facing our fears, we quickly make our way to the kitchen to create, you guessed it, another concoction. This time we have to collect some acid, God knows why Alexander keeps this in the kitchen, to dissolve the lock on a door we'll use to make our way out of the prison. But before we leave, we find 3 more pages of Daniel's diary. Let's listen.
2nd of August, 1839. I have arrived at the village of Altstadt. It's a haven in the midst of a vast forest and the last stop before my final destination, Castle Brennenburg. It's late in the evening, and the outrider, who has been with the coach since Bremen, advised me to wait until morning before I venture further. I try to sleep, but as I close my eyes, I see the men who fell victim in London. My fear and shame forces me to witness the same scenes over and over. They are dead because of me. 3rd of August, 1839. I feel like I have fled the world and all its worries. Brennenburg is a majestic creation perched upon a forest-clad hill with towers reaching well above even the highest pine trees. Alexander, the Baron, is a peculiar but gracious man.
Daniel, is that you?
He seems well versed in worldly matters and is not at all as eccentric as I assumed. My room is exquisite, and I'm confident that no hotel for miles could even hope to match it. As the sun sets on Brennenburg, its fairy tale varnish turns to an eerie gloom. Alexander's strange servants are never far away. They are a quiet lot, and their behavior could only be described as skulking. Alexander seems pleased by my presence. As he puts it, it seems like I got here just in time. 4th of August, 1839. The nightmares woke me in the early morning, and for a moment I forgot where I was. Shortly after, there was a knock on my door.
Daniel?
What?
Still having nightmares, I see.
Yes, I can't shake them. They come every night.
We'll put a stop to them. You'll see.
Alexander had heard my screams and asked me to join him in the parlor. As we drank our tea, Alexander began to tell me what he knew. It seems like the orb I found casts a long and dark shadow. It's not only a powerful item, but a dangerous one. Simply by touching it, you invoke the powers within, and if you are too weak to control it, it will devour you. The shadow is a sluggish thing, lagging behind the wielder, killing anyone or anything in its path to reclaim the orb. I said I didn't care about its powers and that I should throw it away. Alexander advised against this, as I'd still be a part of the path to the orb and eventually suffer death. Having the orb, I would at least have the chance to fight back when the time came. I asked Alexander what he meant when he said he could protect me, and he answered that things can be done, but at a price.
Wouldn't it be crazy if I told you that that price would be hundreds of innocent lives? That'd be crazy, right? Right? Now we know how the two men met and that for some reason Alexander is very interested in these orbs. It's clear he knows more than he's letting on, and Daniel is going to find that out in the worst way. Of course, we couldn't leave prison hell without one final souvenir.
And something tells me that as soon as I break this lock, there's gonna be like 50 of these guys coming after me. Okay, now we can break it. Beautiful. I knew it. Fuck. Bye. I need a holiday after that.
Indeed, not much can be said about the cistern entrance. It splits off into 3 rooms and the sewers, which is where we must go to progress.
So you use the drain sewers as a means of transport?
Yes, they were built to divert water from an underground spring and are quite spacious. It seemed only natural to incorporate it into the overall structure.
But we won't be using it.
Not today. The flow is seasonal, and when the spring runs dry, the dank tunnels produce a rather poisonous type of fungi.
This section is filled with puzzles and menial tasks, so I'll just give you a quick rundown. The entrance to the sewers is flooded, and like Alexander said, there's a strange poisonous fungi in the air that we must also get the antidote for. We grab some oil with our brand new handy-dandy glass jar, get that lever nice and moist, bring down the ladder with some considerate force, and head to the control room. Here we fondle some wheels and pipes to get the machines working again, so we can lower the bridges to progress to the other areas. First, the cistern, where we must, again, fondle some more wheels to redirect the water that's flooding the sewers back into the main tank. While doing that, we find another 3 pages of Daniel's diary. You know how it is. Let's listen.
7th of August, 1839. There is no denying that Alexander puts a lot of faith into what I can only describe as magic. I'm not surprised. Even while traveling across Europe, I assumed I would have to embrace the supernatural to save my mind and life. Alexander woke me up early and told me it was time we got started on our work. He was obviously excited to get going, and we headed downstairs to the old dungeon, where he preferred to attempt his rituals. It turns out that Alexander is a true Renaissance man, paralleled only by Da Vinci, I'm sure. He showed me several rooms fitted for specific research, such as anatomy studies, alchemy, and botany. The crown of Brennenburg must be the inner sanctum, a most hallowed ground where we shall attempt to permanently banish the orb's shadow. 8th of August, 1839. I could never be certain until today that I was on the right path. Using my orb, Alexander managed to channel its power unto us. The inner sanctum flared with blue, fiery light, and I could feel the same things I felt in the dark chamber in Algeria. It was terrifying, but Alexander kept calm and wielded strange tools of science in order to tame the storm. Suddenly, the blue light was stained by strains of red, and the walls burst with pulsating tissue resonating with the scene. Alexander quickly covered the orb in some cloth, and the unspeakable thing vanished. Apparently, the orb's shadow is closer than Alexander thought. He said I should prepare for a warding ritual tomorrow. I'm not sure what he expects, but I have a bad feeling about this. 9th of August, 1839. It is still early, and Alexander is busy preparing for the ritual later today. Seeing him this worked up makes me question why. What does he stand to gain? I realize he is curious about it all, but surely there must be more. Is he so foolish he will attempt to tame the power of the orb? This might turn out to be more than escaping a creeping shadow. It might be the beginning of something truly extraordinary.
Oh, Daniel, you sweet, sweet summer child. You have no idea what you got yourself into. Now, we still have the problem of the fungi in the sewers, and since we don't want to turn this playthrough into The Last of Us, we gotta solve it. Where, you ask? Well, the morgue. Duh. Great. Another one of these areas. This is where things get interesting. Keeping a functioning morgue in the castle means that there is a need for one, and it's definitely not underutilized. Yeah, there's a fucking orgy in here. Let's not look in that room. The claw marks on the walls and flashbacks suggest this place was housing more than just dead bodies.
What happened? Why are all these dead? Where am I? What's happening? Help! Anybody! Help!
Turns out there was an outbreak of sickness due to the strange fungi coming from the sewers that led to the death of several prisoners and even some of Alexander's servants. Apparently, Alexander was able to work on a vaccine for this sickness, which we must administer ourselves through a blood transfusion. Conveniently, we find a fresh dead body of a man who was vaccinated for the fungi on the table in the main room for this exact purpose.
A drill. Oh god.
Why? Eesh. Along with our new permanent stalker, Alexander, that has somehow figured out how to telepathically speak to us now. Enjoy having this guy live rent-free in your head.
I hear you breathing, Daniel. Do you hear me? Have you changed your mind?
You still wonder if Daniel is a sane man? Vaccinated and ready to go, we make our way to the exit, but then realize this is a horror game, and it has been a suspiciously long time since we bumped into a gatherer.
I guess they were left to die.
Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? No, 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 no. Why? It's just why?
He's breaking the doors. He's not here yet. I don't know if he's coming this way. Hope not. If this is what I think it is, this is a much stronger guy. Okay. He broke that door down, but he didn't go in, I think. He's probably gone.
Maybe more than just a tinkle of pee-pee in our pants later, we finally make it to the sewers. And we are warmly greeted by a new type of gatherer. Up until this point, we've only encountered the grunts, who have a face only a mother could love, but now we're introduced to the brutes, who don't even have a face. These guys are faster, stronger, and somehow stupider. They can easily be distracted with objects thrown in their general direction and hardly step foot into the room you're hiding in.
Why does it look like it's daytime when it's not? Oh, moly. The shadow has been working hard, huh?
Daniel, turn around this instant. You are carrying the shadow with you.
Yeah, I know that. That's the whole point. I'll take my friend with me. Emotional, moral support. Oh god, I can't run at all. Okay, never mind that. What do I do then? Die! Yeah, like I do. Here, take that. I might. Yeah, it's coming in here. Shadow, protect me. Okay, it's starting around. Thank God. Jesus, that scared me.
They're also useful for breaking doors down, and this one even opened our passage to the next section. So, all in all, they're pretty good guys.
Oh, fuck. He's over there. Do I need to throw something to distract it? I saw these rocks over here. Let's try that. See if he goes the other way. It worked. I'm making a run for it. Bye. See you later.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, the images that follow are of such tragic origin, I must insist you turn your gazes away this instant.
It's not following me. Woo-wee. Now he is running after me. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Oh beesh. Oh Jesus. Fuck. Oh god. Ah.
Come on, man.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
At last, we make it to the fourth and final act of the game. You can see the excitement exuding from my face. We've reached the nave, another safe-ish area, and quickly pick up a page from Daniel's diary. Let's listen.
9th of August, 1839. I can't stop sweating and shaking. The warding ritual was not something of a sane mind. I did not even realize the dungeon was still in use. Alexander had his servants bring one of the prisoners, a murderer, he told me. Alexander made all the arrangements, but he said I had to perform the ritual in order to have the right effect. The shadow could be led astray by the blood of another. Killing the man would provide us precious time. What else could I do? Alexander said it had to be done. He is saving my life. I don't have the luxury of argument.
Well, now you know. The people Alexander kept in the prison cells? Well, they're the same people the gatherers had been collecting for many years, like the folklore said. They are human sacrifices for a ritual to appease the shadow. Or so he says. Things are certainly heating up. Going down the giant staircase, Daniel has another flashback of a conversation he never witnessed between Alexander and Agrippa, yet somehow he remembers it. Make of that information what you will.
Agrippa, I need you to stay awake. Can you feel the syringe?
No, I can't feel anything. Alexander?
Yes?
Soon, I won't even be able to move, will I?
Your life is safe.
I don't doubt that. But will it be worth living?
And wouldn't you know, there's the man himself, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, in the flesh. Or what's left of it.
Hi there. Hello. Eesh, you're looking a little bit worse for wear. Here, I'll help you out. Ow, fuck. Pull the switch, I'm not gonna kill you.
Next to me. Thank you. You have my gratitude. My name is Agrippa. Who might you be?
My name's Daniel.
Daniel? Like the prophet thrown into the lion's den?
Sure.
You want to stop Alexander?
Yes.
You worry too much. Alexander is toothless without an orb.
He has the orb.
He has one.
Yeah.
That's not very promising at all.
Agrippa here, believe it or not, is actually our only friendly face in the whole game. He will give us tips on how to proceed, some general life advice, and tell us stories from the good old days. So, not too different from your average visit to Grandpa's. Okay, keep talking.
This one's quite important, you know.
Yeah, sure. It's good company, you know. I spent this whole time by myself. It's quite nice to have someone to talk to.
He tells us about the 6 pieces of his orb that Alexander destroyed after throwing a tantrum and spread around the area. We are tasked to collect these to gain access to the inner sanctum, along with another more peculiar favor.
Dad, I hate to bother you further.
What's up?
But if you're really going after Alexander,
I am.
would you consider taking me with you?
Can you walk?
I know it sounds ridiculous. I mean, look at me. But if you find anything concerning a man named Johann Weyer, would you please bring it to me?
Johann?
Johann Weyer, another character inspired by a real-life figure, was an apprentice of Agrippa and a close friend of Alexander. The 3 men studied the orbs, and Weyer was capable of opening a portal to the other world and walk through it. I've mentioned before that Alexander isn't entirely human, and that's because he isn't. He's a humanoid creature that was once banished from his home in this other world, which seems to be like a parallel dimension to Earth, but not much is known about it. All we know is Daniel's own description of it when he first picks up the orb in Algeria.
The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry.
Apparently, Alexander didn't take this too well, as he himself is seeking to return to his home world by any means necessary, which will later be the thread that ties everything we've seen so far in the game together. So, hold on to that information for now. Alexander then punished Agrippa by destroying his orb and trapping him inside the body of a dead husk, so that he couldn't follow Weyer, leaving him in this sorry state. Stop, please.
My pupil. My pupil.
Keep talking. Sure, old man.
Yes, I do take pride in that. Is it so wrong?
Are you done? Okay. I'll see you later, Grandpa. Oh, for God's sakes.
Alexander, probably feeling a little bit lonely, pays us another visit like the worst type of cosmic spam caller.
Daniel, you have gone too far.
Shut up.
I have to stop you. I can't let you proceed any further.
What are you doing?
Sorry, my friend.
Alexander! What are you doing?
Ah, you again.
Yeah, that's me.
You got the doors open?
I did.
Good going. I knew you could.
You're so supportive.
For no particular reason, we decide to head through the gate on the right and head down to the choir. On the way, we find a note in a small study room, which gives us a bit more context to Agrippa's situation. Alexander writes about how Weyer taunts him from the other side, meaning the other world, and asks for Agrippa's release from his zombie-like existence, and in return, he would attempt to cancel Alexander's banishment from his home world. Even though he felt like the 2 men were going to betray him a second time, Alexander reluctantly agreed to the terms. Although it's seeing as Agrippa remains in his predicament, it's easy to assume that Alexander never really met his end of the bargain. The second page of the note details 3 ingredients we must collect to make, you guessed it, a potion. This one will allow us to bring Agrippa with us to the inner sanctum without killing him. And don't ask me how that works. This is all just a bunch of cosmic bullshit at this point. Deal with it. Onwards to the choir, aka the most dangerous area in the game. But before we get to the good part, we're greeted with 2 small torture rooms. In one of them, we pick up a page of Daniel's diary that transports us back to the mind of a very different Daniel. Deranged even.
What's this? The fuck?
15th of August, 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions.
Oh.
Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another.
Why?
Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh.
Can we not?
Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer. Hurry.
Why? I don't want to do this.
Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Paint the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come. Please, I didn't do anything. Paint the man, cut the lines, paint the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries.
I'm uncomfortable.
I did well. One life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you. Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain.
Did this work at all? I wonder.
The short answer is no. The long answer is hell no! Alexander forced Daniel to kill many individuals like this, under the guise that they were all criminals, murderers, and the worst of the worst, convincing him that this would drive the shadow away. But it was never enough. This shows Alexander's true nature, a man who will stop at nothing to get what he wants.
Don't mind me, just passing through into the choir.
The choir is an enormous area, in fact, I'd say the biggest in the whole game. Thankfully, it's bright enough where we don't need to use our lantern, so we can conserve some oil. But that also means that the monsters can see us just as easily. And boy, do we got monsters here. It's not for nothing that this is considered the most dangerous area in the game. It splits into 3 smaller rooms. In between those rooms, we must avoid the corridors of death and horror filled with brutes. Yes, the fast ones that can one-shot you. This calls for the advanced technique only the greatest of gamers can execute with no shame. The little bitch technique. Hug the walls!
I think if I'm slow and careful, no one will come and try to rip me open. Okay. Ah, the Iron Maiden. Ready for this? Fuck. I wasn't ready.
Yes, the 3 rooms connected to the choir are in fact torture rooms, all equipped with the best devices the medieval era can provide.
Don't get yourself into an Iron Maiden, are you stupid?
On a brighter note, here we can find our first piece of the orb. Only 5 more to go.
Hug the wall, hug the wall. Hug the wall, hug the wall.
What?
Just keep going, ignore the noises, just keep going. Going to the left. We'll go to the right afterwards. Never mind that. Okay, we got a door. That's good. Doors are nice. Doors are good, because doors hide you. Why is there light here? Is it just mushrooms? Colony of poisonous fungi? Alright, we have the vaccine, so it's not... It'll be possible to break open. Hammer it! Hell yeah.
The poison gland is our first ingredient for the Agrippa saving potion. The other 2 ingredients are Vitae and Tampter. We'll go over these when we get them. For now, we are shown another medieval torture device and find the second piece of the orb.
This is one of the worst ways to die. I mean, any torture is the worst way to die, but dying in this thing... Oh, hello. Piece of the orb.
Historically speaking, the brazen bowl, as this contraption is called, would be used as a form of torture, execution, or even intimidation. The victim would be locked inside the bowl and a fire would be started underneath it.
Jeez.
This cooked whoever was inside alive, and it is believed that the sounds of their screams would transform into the bellowing of a bull. Yikes. The pipe directly connected to its mouth indicates that Alexander wanted to purposefully spread the noises made during these torture sessions. And judging by the sheer size of the choir itself, he wanted them to be spread far, perhaps even throughout the whole castle. We will see more evidence of this shortly.
I'm completely lost. If you asked me where I was, I'd say I'm in the choir. That's all I know.
On our way to the final room, we get pinned down by a brute, cause we can't have nice things.
Shit. He's coming this way, fuck. I don't know which way he's going, and if he comes this way, I'm dead. These guys one-shot you easily. He's coming back. Fuck. What do? Do I just look away and hope he doesn't look this way? I'm dead. I'm so dead. Where did he go? Can't tell where he went. Did he go that way? I need to get out of here. Oh, he's right there. He's coming this way again. Fuck. Please go away, sir. Daniel's about to die from sanity. Okay. Don't look, Daniel. Just keep going. Just keep moving. Shut up. He is not here. I'm gonna assume that we're okay, and then I'm gonna also assume I haven't come in here yet. And I'm also gonna assume that as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna have to make a run for it. Oh.
The wheel is good for keeping your victim still during the procedure.
What are we doing?
They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim.
I don't want to know about that.
All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
Joyful. We pick up the third piece of the orb and carefully make our way out of this hell. Oh, fuck. Let's get out of here before this place falls apart. We meet up with Agrippa once again, who warns us that Alexander is now attempting to open another portal to the other world. We must stop him. But before we can proceed, Agrippa makes one final request.
If you could put your anger aside, let him open the portal before you take your revenge. Let me pass the gate, Daniel.
This would foil Alexander's plans and force him to meet his demise alongside Daniel at the hands of the Shadow. But we can also choose not to help Agrippa at all. I mean, we just met the guy. What if he's lying? What if he's not even real? Or one of Alexander's tricks? At this point, we are at a crossroads. Amnesia The Dark Descent has 3 official endings, plus one extra one that people don't usually count. What we choose to do next will decide the outcome of the story. So, let's look at our options. We can help Agrippa follow through with his plan, take matters into our own hands, allowing Daniel to seek his revenge on his own terms, or even just do nothing and let Alexander pass through the portal. All endings have a different outcome. There isn't a true ending, just the one the player decides is the most morally correct based on their own opinion. Now, I want to know, with everything we've learned so far, what would you do in Daniel's shoes? Comment down below. I'd like to see your perspective. And for the Amnesia veterans, I'd like to know which ending makes the most sense to you, so don't shy away from sharing your opinion also. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at the chancel. It's the strangest looking place so far. There are 4 rooms here connected by bridges suspended over what seems to be a bottomless pit. We've seen some questionable architecture before in the castle, but this one surely takes the cake. If we come here before collecting all 6 pieces of the orb, we'll have access to the room on the right before the Shadow destroys its bridge, and we also encounter another piece of Daniel's diary in the opposite room. Let's listen.
12th of August, 1839. The banishment ritual is taking longer than expected, and we have to do what is needed. I spend my time helping out the prisoners. Being around these degenerates makes me ill. None of them even tries to face their punishment with any kind of dignity. They taunt me with their lies of innocence and their cowardly pleas of mercy. What can make a man fall so far from the grace of a civilized existence? They are all wicked men, and I remind myself of it constantly. Still, I am thankful for God sending these monsters our way, as they will serve as the instruments of my salvation. I try to study the different tools in the torture chamber and learn how to use them effectively. Last time was messy, and the effect suffered from my inexperience. When the next warding is to be performed, I shall be ready.
Alexander's influence took over Daniel's conscience to the point where he became desensitized to the torture of their victims, barely even recognizing their humanity, and maybe even his own. It's also starting to become obvious that these victims were nothing more than just innocent locals and unfortunate visitors. With not much else to do here for now, we move on to the transept. Similarly to the choir, this is a huge cathedral-looking place. There are no monsters here to look out for, but that doesn't mean that we are safe.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me already! Kill me!
This one. Prepare him.
The transept splits into 3 more torture rooms on the bottom floor and Alexander's main study room upstairs. Here we uncover in greater detail the amount of suffering these victims truly went through.
More torture rooms. Yes. Interesting. These are very good. Very nice. I should open this in case I need... Oh, there's an orb! Let's interact with this first, because it's gonna lower our sanity. The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. Yikes! What happens if I do this? Why am I doing it?
Again, we may be safe from the Gatherers, but that doesn't mean we're safe from all the monsters. Another flashback shows us the working dynamic between Daniel and Alexander.
The cradle is ready.
Good.
You're a man. How can you partake in this?
Is he all right?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man. It was an accident.
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault. Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course. We are dealing with monsters here.
Please. I'll do anything. Whatever you want. Anything. I'll do anything. I'm innocent.
Yeah, I don't blame you for getting uncomfortable during these scenes. Here, Daniel seems to have fallen under Alexander's complete control, willing to do whatever he asks of him. Also, notice how the prisoner says, "You're a man. How can you partake in this?" Hinting that maybe the prisoners figured out that Alexander wasn't human, or they at least questioned his humanity from his actions. Which is very fair, considering this guy has prison cells and ancient torture devices in his basement. Well, thank fuck we don't have people like this in real life, I mean, can you imagine? Before proceeding to the last torture room, we make our way upstairs into Alexander's study room. And here is where we uncover the reason behind, well, everything Alexander has done so far. On a piece of paper conveniently titled Notes on Torture. Remember when I told you about Vitae and how he's gonna play an important part in the story? Yes, it turns out Alexander was collecting Vitae, a substance that can only be found in the blood of living creatures after they are subjected to immense terror and pain. This substance is known for its ability to extend life and prevent illnesses, if consumed in large amounts. And that's how Alexander was able to stay alive for centuries. From what we saw in the study room, he first started extracting Vitae from dogs and other animals, but they did not produce it in large enough quantities, so he later moved on to human experiments. This was when Alexander ordered his servants, including Wilhelm and his men, to kidnap people from neighboring villages. Men, women, children, anyone would do. And over time, he was able to perfect the extraction of Vitae by instilling the most amount of fear into his victims as possible. He would torture them for as long as they could without killing them, collecting large amounts of Vitae until they psychologically broke, which would hinder them useless in his eyes. Then they were given an amnesia potion which would wipe their memories of the torture, allowing the cycle to be repeated countless times. And because this isn't unhinged enough, remember the pipes from the choir? Their purpose was to spread the sounds of the torture throughout all of the cells, instilling even more fear into the incarcerated victims' minds, creating an environment filled with chaos, all for Alexander's own personal gain. He even has his own pipe in his study. It's psycho.
Fuck you, man. Is there anything else in here I should steal? Steal everything. Destroy this fucking castle. Let the shadow take it. Fuck you, asshole. I got the rope, so screw you. Can't use the rope? Pick up the orb. Feel a little bit better.
Vitae is our unfortunate second ingredient in the Agrippa potion. Now we need to get Tempter, a substance that doesn't exist on Earth. It's actually the saliva of a creature we've gotten quite close to. But first, let's take a look at the prison block adjacent to Agrippa's room. Here we find some horror and screaming, so nothing out of the ordinary. This seems to be where they kept the prisoners who were next in line for the tortures. Once again, we have the pipes going into every cell here, and we got some meat. This will help us collect our third and final ingredient, meat. Ha.
What are we getting exactly? A bone covered in mucus. Okay, so it's his mucus of this creature.
Yes, it's the saliva from the water monster, or the Kyrnk. It's a creature that only exists in the other world. I guess Alexander likes to keep a little piece of his world around when he's feeling homesick. We pay one last visit to Agrippa, and once again he asks us for our help in getting him out of here.
I know I have no right to ask anything of you, But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Fire's tongue before attempting to mend the orb, there might still be a chance for you to save me.
Have you figured out which ending you'd pick? For me, personally, it makes sense to help Agrippa. After all the horrible things Daniel has done, it feels like this could be his way of redeeming himself, by helping a stranger who is powerless against him, just like his past victims. So we say yes, sir!
I'll do that, friend.
And make our way back to the chancel to prepare the tonic.
We've got lights. And shadows. Shadow is very close now. Are you serious? There's a monster here. Where is he? Fuck off, man. What the fuck? Like 50 of those guys. What?
I bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Yeah, neither was I.
Being dragged. Okay. Hi. You put me in jail? Why?
We are thrown in a jail cell by the gatherers, but the shadow is right behind us, so we have no time to lose pondering over the irony of the situation. Or do we? We could just end the game here. I mean, nothing will stop us. Literally. The fourth ending of the game can happen right here in this cell, if we're feeling particularly depressed. Wait 10 real-life minutes and the shadow will eat you right up and it'll be game over. Permanently this time. However, we did promise to help out an old man, and I don't like to break my promises. So we're getting out of here.
Oh, got my items. Idiot. Why did you leave me with my items? Rule number 1 of villainy, you never do that. Oh, Jesus. Alright. You should have locked all of the other adjacent cells. Like, if I was able to crawl into another cell, I was able to run away. It's just awful work, Alexander. A bucket of water. A bucket of water. A bucket of water. Sorry. What do I do with the bucket of water? Oh, the pipes. The pipes. The pipes. Of course. Got a rusty key. Get me out of here. Get Oh, we're running away. It's one of those sections. Love those sections. They're my favorite. Oh, great.
Did you forget what game you were playing?
I love these running away sections. They don't give me anxiety at all. Oh, great. I'm going for the light. Oh, don't go for the light, I guess. Oh, golly. This is fucking great. It's also great that the screen is shaking so fucking much. Oh, water section! So not only am I being followed by the water monster, I'm also being followed by the shadow. Doesn't this make the situation so much better? Oh look, the way out. Should I look behind? What is actually following me? Oh, it's coming! Oh, it's coming! Okay, it's coming! It's coming! It's coming! I'm not a fan of those sections.
After narrowly avoiding both the shadow chasing us and the Kang, I still don't know how to pronounce it. We swiftly change our undies and find another page of Daniel's diary. This time we learn how Elise Zimmerman, along with her mother and siblings, were kidnapped. Let's listen.
18th of August, 1839. Tonight, we will unlock the power of the orb and ultimately banish the shadow hunting me. I feel it closing in on me and I fear for my life more than ever. Just outside Altstadt lays a small settlement where Zimmerman, a dairy farmer, lives with his wife and 3 children. We took the coach, went there. Our visit was unexpected, and Alexander was able to strike Zimmerman down without alerting help. As he went to take care of the farmhands, I began to look for the children. We should have more than enough prisoners to finish the ritual now.
You see, I like to think that Daniel passed out while reading that because he realized how atrocious his past behavior had been. Good on you, Daniel, you still have some morals. We land right back at the nave, looking absolutely ravished by the shadow. On the bright side, we can now access the laboratory and create Agrippa's potion.
Oh, The laboratory is open. We open this. We put the jar of blood. Needs to be purified. Oh, that means we need to heat it up, right? Oh, that was quick. Purified. Incomplete tonic. So we put it in here. Or there. Fine. Put the bone in there. Does it grind the bone? It's grinding the bone? Yes, to extract the poison from it. Should not squeeze the juice out of the gland until the container is placed. Oh, right. My bad, Daniel. My bad. Put the container in there. Okay. Now we can rotate it. Okay. Everything sounds disgusting. We got the tonic. Let's go save Agrippa.
Tonic in hand, we meet up with Agrippa, who tells us about the next steps in his plan. And since this is amnesia, it couldn't be anything less than gruesome.
Now, pay attention.
Yes.
First, feed me the tonic, and then use the saw to remove my head.
Why do I have to do that?
As the tonic begins to work, you'll be able to cut off my head without taking my life. Then, take my head and bring it with you. As you enter the gate, Alexander is opening in the inner sanctum.
Here you go. Drink. Gobble it up.
Quickly, off with the head.
Off with the head.
Whatever happens, get me through that gate.
I will. Where's the saw? There's the saw. Off with the head. Oh, this should be your favorite part, Daniel. You've done that so many times. Let's fully heal up. Oh, great. We have a head in our inventory now.
We swiftly make our way back to the chancel again, put the orb back together and finish this once and for all. There are a couple of gatherers skulking about, but they're easy to avoid. We must first grab the tar that will hold the pieces of the orb together and destroy some of Alexander's property before we can proceed.
Ow! Was that necessary? Jesus, don't get so close, Daniel.
Before we move on, we get the second to last page of Daniel's diary. Let's listen.
18th of August, 1839. I cannot believe what I have become. One of the girls escaped and I chased after her all the way upstairs. I hunted her down and...
No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
What is her life worth? How many lives can I take before I surrender my own? Sure, I would kill a murderer to save an innocent. But to kill an innocent to save myself? A cold-blooded murderer.
This entry confirms that Daniel did indeed murder Elise Zimmerman. It all seems like this event was a turning point for him to realize he became what he hated the most, almost as if he had been snapped out of a trance-like state. After disabling the machinery, one of the barriers preventing us from entering the inner sanctum is lifted. Now, the orb is the key to open the full passage. Don't mind the cockroaches. Daniel was feeling rather stressed, and no idea why.
Piece by piece. We got an orb! Can we go through now? Ooh. Ow. Ow, can't touch it. Okay, fine, jeez. Oh, it's absorbing me. That wasn't me! I didn't do that. Let's just use everything. We have this wooden crank that we used once and didn't use again. We're doing fine. Okay. That's the shadow. We are not sticking around for that.
We arrive at a strange, runic-looking place. Once again, Alexander makes sure to show off his decorative skills. The puzzle here is simple. We have to touch the certainly sanitized sharp objects in both rooms and offer our blood. Then stand on the transmutation circles and get offered as a human sacrifice to create the Philosopher's Stone and become God! Wrong franchise. This will open the massive gate leading to the inner sanctum. But before we can proceed, we have one final page of Daniel's diary to read through. If you look at the date, it was written on the same day of Daniel's very first note to self. This means that this page was written probably only a couple hours before the events of the game. Let's listen.
19th of August, 1839. It's not fair. I'm not to blame. I've been manipulated by that demon. He played my guilty conscience and duped me into facing the shadow alone. That vile, conspiring man. He expects me to meet my death as he steals power beyond imagination? Alexander, I will kill you for what you have done. If only the shadow had caught me in London or Algeria, I wouldn't have to suffer this humiliation. You made me a murderer, a monster. And now, I merely await my death, and too weak to press on. I can hardly stand as my knees fail me. I cannot see as my eyes are dressed in tears. I am as broken as the men I've tortured. If only I could wipe my fear away, as we did with them.
Here it is, the culmination of everything we've seen so far. Alexander's intentions were never to help Daniel. All he wanted was the orb so that he could use it to open another portal and escape the shadow, leaving Daniel and all of their victims behind. The last line of his diary indicates that Daniel took a sip from the amnesia potion they used to give their torture victims, which is why he seemed so confused and out of it in the beginning of the game. He believed that with this, he would have the courage to finish Alexander off himself, which is certainly what we intend to do right now. We finally reach the inner sanctum, and we see Alexander himself beginning the ritual which will open the portal.
There you are.
Now I'm sure we're all wondering the same thing. Has he been naked this whole time? That's weird, even for him. After strategically positioning the camera for maximum modesty, Alexander gives us the good old villain monologue.
Good and evil. Such comforting concepts, but hardly applicable. Are you so blind that you see no good in me or evil in Agrippa? Do you see it? A whole other world. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I can finally return home.
I don't think so.
And just like every superhero movie, his monologuing gives us enough time to prepare Agrippa's head to be thrown to the portal as soon as it opens.
Fuck you.
No, you fool! You have ruined us!
No, I've ruined you and redeemed myself.
And, as we do, both Alexander and Daniel are consumed by the shadow. However, this isn't the end.
There he is. Do you see him, Vaya? He deserves so much more. Please, help him. I know you can. Don't worry, Daniel. It will be all right.
It is unknown what actually happened to Daniel, and again, the game is pretty vague about it. What we can deduce from Agrippa and Vair's words is that maybe, just maybe, he will be given a second chance. Now, let's go over the other endings. If we choose not to bring Agrippa to the inner sanctum, we'll have two options. The first option is to do absolutely nothing, allowing Alexander to pass through the portal. As soon as he does, Daniel is consumed by the shadow and we get a sleazy "thank you for your sacrifice" from Alexander, and the game ends. Like I said, there are no wrong answers here, but why would you choose this ending? Just why? The second and quite popular option amongst players is to interrupt the ritual by bringing down the pillars that are powering it.
No, don't do that. Why would I take such stop it, Daniel? You are ruining it. You killed us. You killed us both.
Similarly to Agrippa's ending, both Daniel and Alexander are seemingly consumed by the shadow. However, as the screen fades to black, we see Daniel leave the castle unscathed, having been spared by the shadow.
It was my greatest triumph, and I never looked back. You think I was afraid, fleeing Brennenburg? Quite the contrary. I knew it was my purgatory, hellfire made to wash away my sins. There's no denying the things I've done, but I have paid my tribute. I gave them that awful man. I did the right thing.
And there it is, Amnesia The Dark Descent in all its horrifying glory. Can you believe this game came out in 2010? Wild. I decided to make this absolute unit of a video to share with you all one of my favorite games of all time. Even if you're not much of a gamer yourself, I think it's pretty clear to see why this game set the standard for the whole industry. Amongst the vast sea of horror game tropes like here's a gun, go shoot some monsters, and jump scare galore, Amnesia stands out because it chose to focus on one thing and one thing only: to tell a good story. By immersing the player in a beautiful world in its own quirky way, with an increasingly tense atmosphere that doesn't feel the need to rely on cheap tricks to scare the player. Instead, it respects the player's intelligence by letting them experience the natural progression of its horror sequences, in contrast with its calmer ambiences. And neither of these scenes overstay their welcome. Sure, it may be a little bit rough around the edges, especially the silly looking bodies I had to painstakingly censor because YouTube don't like that, and a few other things I mentioned throughout the video, like the overlooked stories hiding in the loading screens and the sometimes confusing flashbacks with little context to them. But coming back to this game 16 years later, I can say it definitely holds up and absolutely deserves its place in the horror game Hall of Fame, if such a thing exists. There are still 5 more games in the series that I'd love to experience firsthand here on the channel, so definitely stick around if you're interested in that. But for now, thank you, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between for watching this video, and I'll see you in whatever I decide to make next. Bye bye!